Hello, hello. It's Josh Answers here. I know it's been a while since I posted a video. Been really busy with some other stuff, and we've been working on a lot of stuff. Even with the trading fraternity, I have a lot of videos I've actually already made, so I got to post them. I'll even explain in some of those other videos what's been going on. You guys will get to see. We've been working on some stuff with the trading fraternity. I actually have a couple of surprises for you guys. One of those things, we actually just got a new chat room and have been switching to that, getting that already with the whole citizen program. We're doing a lot, so I'm really excited to share that with you guys. Even this video today, it's going to be one of the things we're going to be including in within the citizen. If you guys haven't checked out the citizen, you go to ttfcitizen.com or even the tradingfraternity.com. It's just the ttfcitizen.com. It's a pretty rough website now. It explains it, but that's what we're working on. That's kind of what this video is going to be about today. It's just going to be a daily recap. In the future, since it's been, I think, like a month maybe or two since I posted a video, but in the future videos will be a lot quicker, get straight to the point. But getting straight to it, a lot happened today. June 13th, 2016. Pretty exciting Monday to wake up to, and the number one, exciting and sad too as well. I guess first, we'll talk about the Orlando shootings. That was a sad event that happened. So, it was that is what dominated the news a lot of the time today. But very, very sad. Rest in peace to all those people and prayers to all those families. But beyond that, another news event that came out in the morning was LinkedIn and Microsoft. Microsoft ended up buying LinkedIn for about $26 billion. I believe it ended up coming to about 196 a share or something like that. It's funny, kind of not there on the specific details, but this was a great play to wake up to. I got to play it, made some money. Some of the brothers did. Shout out Mr. Petta. It was a great play, great options opportunity. I had a play. It was like $200, turned it into like 2,400. Mr. Petta had a play. It was about $100, turned into about 4,900. So very cool play, very interesting deal, but that it kind of goes in the trend to what to look out for, even, and that's even the part of the usefulness of some of these videos that we're going to be making, to take some of this information to get some trade ideas. And one of those, what we see with Microsoft and LinkedIn, it just continues the trends of buyouts that we've been seeing. We've been seeing buyouts in a lot within the biotech industry, and that's where we've been focused on. But even tech, we saw Salesforce buy, who did Salesforce buy? I think they bought, blanking on who, but Salesforce, they bought somebody last week, and then another blue something got bought today. The wave of purchases, we even have the Monsanto Bayer deal, the Dow DuPont stuff that's going on. There's been a lot of mergers and acquisitions this year, and that seems to be the trend. I think even with the market being so high, a lot of companies are going to try to capitalize on their values being so high. So I'd be looking out for that. Another thing that happened today was good old Facebook. Andrew left, the infamous Citron, head of Citron, put out a short report. He said that they were going to be irrelevant in time. He says they're losing share to Snapchat, and that he doesn't think that they're going to be a $330 billion company in about, I think, a year, he said. So very, very interesting for left to come after that. Very interesting to see the stock down 2%. Is it to say that's entirely from left? I don't know. Maybe it could have been other factors and then other stuff that weighed the market down today. But very, very interesting to see, to say the least. But I'm sorry, I laugh. I just think he's been coming out a lot. My opinions on him. I won't go there, or maybe I will. I think a lot of the time a lot of the reports he's came out with have been nonsense recently. So to see him come out with this with Snapchat, to say that Snapchat is rivaling, Facebook, or one company makes billions of dollars every quarter, one company makes $1 million a year. So that's that. But so that's another thing that happened today. The stock went down 2%, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. Could be interesting to see what happens. Another thing that's going on today, and that was really important, kind of very, very interesting, cool things happen. Very interesting coincidence with the stock was the Apple WDCC conference, and this was their developers conference. They announced a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of new things for their phones, computers, plans, developers, watch, all that stuff. So that was pretty cool. The stock went down 1.7% today, and what I was gonna say was funny is notably historically every single one of these conferences, Apple stock has gone down. So that's something pretty interesting to note. But they announced a wide variety of things. They announced that they just announced a developer kit for the watch, and they're calling it Watch OS. They have quote unquote TV OS. They're going to change it from, instead of Mac OS X, they're going to change it to Mac OS, and then they're coming out with a brand new one. So everything they're kind of switching the names. They're coming out with some cool features. I think one that was pretty cool. Tim Cook announced they're going to have a autocorrect feature that autocorrects to an emoji. So that's what the developer conference is. You get what it is. It's pretty funny stuff like that. But that was that. And then another thing that happened today, you got more clarification on Tesla. For those you don't know, on Friday it was announced that they had a report with National Board of Transportation or something like that about a suspension issue, and some people were saying it could be quite serious. They were saying Tesla was trying to bury this issue, and that dropped the stock. You could see here over the last couple of days, but it turns out that that was fake. Elon came out today, and Tesla came out with a report and said 29 of the 30 complaints were filed under a fake VIN number. So they're saying the people involved, they're saying it's just like one disgruntled customer or something like that. But so that's pretty interesting to know and how that went down. Another thing we got here would be China. I'll bring up my Thinkorswim for this. But here's China overlaid with oil. But China went down. I think it went down about 2.5% overnight. Now, not something to panic about. Has been interesting to note. Watch the yuan has been devaluing, and China is relatable to one of the other stuff we're going to talk about that happened today that we saw. And what we're seeing with China to keep an eye out for is just their decline and any future declines. Keep a decline on the yuan, and any more economic reports, and then even how they respond to with the coming rate hike. And then also oil. Oil took a dip off that, and that could be, I think pending moves with the dollar. Any swings in the move of the dollar will affect the price of oil. So that's something to keep your eye out for. Even with that too, what we're even saying, you're hearing the rate hike. I should mention it now. That's something obviously we can't forget. They're actually going to begin talks tomorrow. That's when the meeting is going to begin, and we're going to get the decision on whether or not they're going to hike on Wednesday. So that's going to be very important. The market's pricing in fear of that, as well as mainly, we can't forget the Brexit. There's a lot of concerns right now with this week and how traders are setting up for the Brexit. And that's going to be something very, very notable. And that's why people are saying we might be seeing some international downturn. We saw a lot of the markets go down. Another thing most notably today was the Nikkei Japan's index was down 3%. So that's something to watch. Bitcoin hit $700. I think that is pretty crazy, if you ask me. Let's see here. Bitcoin wisdom. It's trading right now at $703, $705 on Coinbase, and that's what I use. If you're interested in Bitcoin, holla at your wallet. No, but it's very, very interesting to see. Some people are saying it's off of China. That's what I was alluding to prior. And people think that China outflow is causing Bitcoin to go up. And really, what I'd say is pay attention to. I actually have a whole theory on it. I could even make a video on it. And I think I'll make a separate video discussing why Bitcoin has gone up and why you should watch it. There's that, but it's going up. It's very notable for both traders and even the investment community is and seeing what it means both internationally. So that's something to watch and see what the implications, even kind of relatable. Some would call Bitcoin the digital gold, but actual gold made a slight run up. It's kind of been quiet. After kind of testing near 1300 earlier in the last quarter. But it's nearing 30-day highs, so that's something to watch out for. And then again, just talking about what the Brexit fears have brought in and everything. We're seeing a lot of people worried about the Britain leaving the European Union, the United Kingdom, and it's very interesting to see what's going to go on. I personally think that could be a catalyst, which would cause a lot of problems. I saw some news articles say it won't affect U.S. markets that much. I strongly disagree with that. I think it really will. And we saw the VIX go up an extraordinary amount, actually. The most since August 24th, actually, the flash crash in 2015. So very, very interesting to take note of. Why is it going up so much, and based on what? And then a lot of people are attributing that to the Brexit fears. I think it could be mixed with some other stuff. We had the Brexit polls come out, but didn't seem like the VIX, the market didn't go down much, but the fear indicator did go up. And another thing that happened was Russia had a rate hike. That's something doesn't really get talked about much. I have my theory on Russia. I might have to make another video on that for you guys want to listen to that. But it's they raised their, or not, they didn't hike their rates. Excuse me. They cut their rates. They cut their rates, and it's just something notable. If you guys want something to look into, Russia did the same thing in July 2015. So we know what happened after July 2015. So they did it again. So it's very interesting to note, but that's something I keep an eye out for. We talked about the Orlando shooting. Very, very sad to see. And with that, what it's kind of led to plays in I guess trade ideas in terms of Smith and Wesson and Ruger. We saw some reactions today. We saw them go up. People have talking about gun control. So that was very interesting. And Smith and Wesson actually reports this Thursday, I believe. So that's an interesting one. I was in on it. I exited my position on Friday. They have, you see, it's very interesting. They have lower guidance. Is kind of a lot of people, lower guidance, lower estimates. And lower estimates mainly is what people have. But now you have these type of political events and some of these events like the shootings that could push it up. So that's more or less, why I don't want to get in on it. There's competing factors, so I think it's a gamble, but something to keep an eye out for. That Storm Ruger, obviously too. Both companies were up today, so interesting to know. Baidu fell after hours today too. They reported bad profit and bad guidance. This actually just happened, literally within the last hour, I'd say. So there's that. Last thing I'd say, to wrap it up, that's pretty much the main stuff. I know kind of what fast, didn't go too in depth with it. If you guys have questions, would not mind, I could follow up with it in one of the citizen webinars that we're going to do. I can answer the questions in the comments. Just let me know. I'll give you a couple things to watch in my opinion. Don't know if they have any too much significance. But I'd watch Chipotle. It just broke 400 for the first time, 52-week low. So very, very interesting to watch, see where it could go and what it could lead to. Things could be brewing up. So keep an eye on that. That as well as Intel as well as the INTC, not INTL. Intel's been coming in very, very strong in the last couple weeks. So I'd keep an eye out on Intel, see what they're doing. Volume's looking strong. A lot of chip makers, semiconductors, and all that are looking good. So they're looking good. I even think they may be up to buying someone, even though they've already made a purchase. So I don't know if that's too feasible, but watch out for that. And even along the lines with the mergers and acquisitions, I got my targets. I'd say watch the semiconductor industry. We've seen a lot of activity already in the last 24 months, but keep an eye on that. I think we could see some mergers and acquisitions in there. So that's about it. Keep your eyes on those things. I hope you guys have a wonderful trading week. You guys know how to reach me, tradingfraternity@gmail.com. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.